Hello. Bowling report, October 10th, 2016. Uh, let's see, we were on lanes 21 and 22. And what I started out doing was a continuation of last week, which was wearing the wrist device with the long finger of the law. Um, so in the first game, well, I guess from practice even, I found the lanes again. For me, usually when a lane condition is good for one person, it's not necessarily good for another person. And then when they change a little bit and maybe they're good for me, then they go a little bit bad for somebody else, and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And so far this year, it hasn't really been that good for me. Probably because I think I'm getting more overall hook. Um, you know, from uh, from the foul line all the way through. From front to back. Side to side is pretty similar to how they have been the last few years. Um, but like front to back, I don't know what it is. It's possible they could have changed types of oil they're using. Could be anything. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm more of an expert on ball reaction rather than technicalities of the game. I don't know ball layouts very well these days, and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of oil would be better for me or worse for me, high volume, low volume, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I don't. I bowl 3 games a week. I don't keep up with that. Plus, I don't get to bowl any tournaments with my work schedule and everything. So, not an expert at that anymore. But anyway, so yeah, I kept the wrist device on, and I was pretty much all over the place. My accuracy is not very good. My speed control is not great compared to maybe how it was a couple of years ago. I shot 201. It was just one of those battling 201 games. And so in the second game at the beginning, since I just saw more reaction on my bowling ball than I like to see, I took the ring finger out and I bowl with the middle finger and the thumb, just like I do sometimes when I just want to try to keep the ball in front of me, keep my line straight. And I threw the ball okay at times, but I threw a couple slower than I needed to, which of course I never broke up a split. I almost made the 410, but no, and just couldn't string enough strikes. 187. So then I took a walk. I went into the restroom to relieve myself because I needed relief. And I said, you know what? I'm taking the wrist thing off. I've given it at least five games of a really good try. I could try it for more, or I don't have to because I have free will. I tell that to Donald and Hillary, but anyway. Um, and I said, now here's the words that stay with me now, because you've heard this before, you will hear it again, and you're going to hear it some more after that. I went back to the barometer shot. Now, how many times have I written that on an email or a Facebook post? I went back to the barometer shot. 232. Take it for what it's worth. I don't know if I am in the mood to embellish it, because there's no embellishing. I played the barometer shot 232. So of course now what I'm inclined to do is say next week, barometer shot, and then when it doesn't work, I'll have to try something else. But if it does work, it's no surprise whatsoever. Back to Mr. Barometer Shot. Now, let me think here. The last few years, I have estimated uh, uh, the barometer setting should be around 660, 670. This year, they're a little more difficult for me, at least so far. I'm gonna give myself. Okay, I gotta get a 10-pin range again. I'm gonna say this year, um, 645 to 655 should be par. You know, maybe it should be 650 to 660 maybe. I'll put it there just to push myself a little farther. That would be like a par. So if you bet over 660 and I shoot over 660, you win. 650 to 660 is a push. And 649 649 and under, if you bet the under, you won. So that's what we're gonna go with starting next week. We're on 20. We're not on lanes 19 and 20 next week. We're bowling the vacants. So I'm probably gonna bring the computer. The battery power is really bad. I don't know how many frames I'm gonna get with on video, but I'm gonna attempt to take video next week because we're on a pair. We're not bowling anybody. I shouldn't be bothering too many card games. Ha! I always bother a card game, but you know. So that's the plan for next week. Yeah, around 6. I don't know. My carry hasn't been particularly good either, but all in all, I feel like I should be, shoot to team 220, 230 a lot of games if I'm going to use a barometer shot. And I should, I've said this before, but it's just really boring and stupid, so I'll say it one more time. I should probably, at this stage of my life, where I think slow and steady kind of wins the race for me more often than not anymore, because I don't hook the ball. I don't really have a great advantage when I'm like really trying to attack the pocket hard or whatever. When I was younger, I could probably do that a lot more at different times and actually have it pay off. These days, it seems like I'm better off just being steady, hitting the pocket, making my spares, and moving on with it. If I'm playing brackets, which I am, if I'm playing brackets, that's a strategy that's probably gonna, at the end of the year, it's gonna get me the most money back. And so it might be a little boring, but it is what it is. I think that's the way to go. All right, that's it. It's gone longer than it needed to go, but it's okay because now I'm done. Bye.